Okay, I am scrying the Enochian word AUDCAL, which is referred to as both gold and Mercury. And the sense that I'm getting is that this is literally the perfection of the corruption of nature, of metals. So this is very much in the realm of King Bobogel and Prince Bornogo. So it's sort of the working of the alchemical process of the material of which we're all made, which is to say matter, and continuing to perfect it through each of the processes, nigredo, albedo, rubedo, etc. And it's almost as if that as opposed to the Philosopher's Stone itself, which is DARR, this is just sort of understanding that capacity of nature, of beings, of spirit that is in matter, is what I'm being told. Of that spirit to then perfect the matter in which it is based. And how does it do this? It sort of works with the divine, works with the spiritual tools with which it is given. I'm being told to point out that I myself am a Buddhist, so understanding that emptiness of within all things, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Therefore, if any given thing is devoid of an inherent nature, then it can take on a different nature from what it currently has. So that's an implicit assumption of alchemy. And so this would be the appropriate use, I'm being told, of the powers of King Bobogel and specifically Prince Bornogo, the king and prince respectively of the sun. And so that is the sense that I'm being given there, and I'm being told to continue with an immediate scrying after this of the Philosopher's Stone DARR. But that's sort of and I'm being told specifically that when they're saying this Mercury in the diaries, they're referring to that the materiality of the world that is already on its way and becoming gold. Or has recently become gold. Gold in the sense of purified perfection, etc. Okay, so I am going to leave it there, and then I will proceed to the Philosopher's Stone. So just scrying the Enochian word DARR, which is their word for the Philosopher's Stone. And okay, so I'm seeing a lot of possibility. I'm sort of seeing a nice sphere, almost as if you would see it in Full Metal Alchemist. But it's not red per se. It's sort of all the colors at once, but it's not entirely white either. Almost like a translucent white. But it's sort of going down this path, and there's a lot of sort of reality, like that it's zipping by. So it's sort of, if you've ever seen a stationary camera planted in front of something else, and then that thing is taken down a road or something like that, almost like a GoPro camera. So it's sort of doing that, except it's like a whole bunch of reality. And I'm getting the sense that it's twisting. So it's sort of like I'm going down this rectangular hallway almost, or where there's a lot of different realities, but it's almost like there's this twisting motion that, so looking in front of me, I'm making a clockwise motion, and it's taking me down, and it's creating like this churning energy. It's sort of hard to explain, but it's transformative in the sense that it's stirring things up with a beautiful intelligence to it that is not always entirely perceptible. Now I'm going to take a step back here for the purposes of perspective of my chart, in which my lot of exaltation is in the 12th house. So that may be why it's emphasizing that. But regardless, there's this transformative energy. It's a lot of, it's very kinetic. It's got a lot of, there's a very strong rolling sense, but there's this twisting sense of the path. It's almost like I'm watching an electron, which, or a photon, which does this thing where it almost like a corkscrew motion as it's traveling along its path. But there's also this sense of its spinning that is creating, either its charge or whatever. So the sense I'm being told is that, taking a step back here, is they're saying that writ large, what is going on metaphorically with the philosopher, what is going on in reality in the Philosopher's Stone, has a direct parallel to charged particles. So it's doing, in this sense, in this spiritual sense, a direct parallel to what is happening at the subatomic sense, or even at the level of an individual atom to some degree, such as an ion. So there's this very real sense that the Philosopher's Stone does this a lot of churning, and it's the sense I'm getting is, okay, yes, it's like planting seeds, but it's like this, it's got this indestructibility to it. So much as matter can neither be created nor destroyed, this sense of like crushing a Philosopher's Stone and giving it to the people or to the world, that is sense in the sense of their effects, the effects upon them. However, the energy of this Philosopher's Stone, this sphere, is like moving out into the whole, into, it's sort of moving on. It has its life. It's not moving on from anything. It continues, is what I'm trying to say. It's a spiritual perpetual motion machine in that sense, right? So there's never anything lost by the creation of a Philosopher's Stone within an individual, or under very rare circumstances, a collective. It takes a lot to get things right that way, but yeah, within a person. So that's the sense that I'm getting, and the sense I'm getting also is that this is a very it's almost like God is like reified via there. It's like a reification of the divine into the world. So by reification, I mean this sort of thing that we consider to be abstract, the divine, is taken and suddenly having this concrete effect into the world, that it's in some ways not entirely comprehensible to humanity, but in other ways we can sort of get at it indirectly via the spiritual work. I'm asking if there's anything else. Just stuff that's private to me. So thus ends the vision.